Yes, sir.
I'm at a loss, a couple of things that you have said tonight. I'll take one, just one issue here, all right? You talked about overturning federal statutes of federal law and gun control. Now, how, as an Attorney General of the state, do you expect to deal with this issue when it's been defined by federal statutes and federal courts? You don't have the authority to do that. They will overrule you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, we're gonna litigate the issue, and what I would say is that federal statutes that are not valid under the Ohio Constitution are null and void. And the way that government works,
That are valid under the Ohio Constitution is not relevant.
No, that's
It
not-
has to be valid under the federal
No,
Constitution.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
You misheard me, sir.
Not under the government, not under the
It takes
federal
priority over
Constitution.
all
Hold on a
laws,
second.
all
I'll
constitutions at state level.
A federal statute that is not proper, that violates the federal Constitution, is not a valid law. And that's the bottom line. So if they say you no longer have the right to speak out against the government, right? That's a violation of your First Amendment rights. It's not a valid law.
Sir, I understand.
Now, the way that government works, and we have to understand, this is not a system where the federal government rides supreme over the states and all issues. That's not how it was set up at all. When the King of England granted independence, it was to 13 individual states. Now, those states decided, you know what? We're going to create a federal government that has very limited, enumerated powers that can
I
only do certain
understand the
things.
history. I
And
understand
we
the
just-
history
we
of this, but
retain
I'm
our
just
sovereignty.
asking you, as the Attorney General, you make these comments out here about things that you can do. I'm an ex-city police officer, an ex-federal agent, and I spent the last 10 years as a criminal justice professor at a major university. And I know a little bit about the Constitution. I know about enforcing the law. And some of the things that you have said tonight, for example, talking about crime, are just plain not correct.
I would disagree with you.
All
The
right.
state has sovereignty, and, you know, to put it in historical context, I would direct you to the Virginia resolutions, the Kentucky
I understand
resolutions.
about that.
where
But
the doctrine
let's
of
not talk
nullification
historically.
was-
Let's talk about some comments that you have made tonight about gun laws, the federal responsibility, the inability for us to enforce crimes across state lines and so forth. That's not true. If you commit a crime, and a warrant is issued or an indictment is issued by a grand jury, okay? It goes into the National Crime Information Center. You can be extradited for that, and you will be.
Yeah, I
The
think you're
real term is
misunderstanding,
indictment,
you're
not
misunderstanding
extradited.
the point that I was making.
Well,
That's not what I
that's
said.
the person that you're looking with.
Well, that's, and I'd be happy to talk with you further about that.
I
But
don't
that's
see
not
how you
what
as
I
an
said.
attorney general can have this, you're giving these people the idea that you have all this authority, that you can do this and you can do that. You can't, you can't. You are governed by law, by federal law particularly, in what you can do.
No. The states are sovereign states, and we have to
We wish that
enforce
was the
state
case.
sovereignty.
Supposedly, we wish that was the case.
If you just lay down and play dead, it would be that way too.
Well, that's not the issue. Wait a minute, wait a minute.
And I don't want to get into the debate here. I can tell you my position is, we're going to enforce state sovereignty. And we're going to make it a point because we're not going to lay dead and let the federal government roll over us on issues where they have no authority. They have authority for specifically defined areas. In Article 1, Section 8, and if it's not in Article 1, Section 8, they can't do it. And the 9th Amendment makes that clear, and the 10th Amendment makes that clear. They can't do it, and we're not going to just roll over and let them do it. We're going to stand up and tell them no, and that's why all these states, other states' attorney general have said, we're going to litigate on this health care issue. We're going to litigate on this issue regarding guns. Right? There's a number of states that have already passed a federal or a state firearms freedom act, and these are great ways for us to push back against the federal government and tell them enough is enough. That's what I stand for. All right, I'm probably chewing things at Eric's time. I'll be happy to stick around, I'll be in the back and I'll answer any other questions as well. Thank you.